Well, hello friends, welcome to my channel, JP's Crochet. I'm Amber, and today is Wednesday, April 16th, 2025, and my husband threw me for a loop this week. So instead of having a recorded video on Friday, I'm going to have a recorded video today on Wednesday, and then more than likely I'm going to go live Friday morning. So it'll just be easier. I can go live from my downstairs computer and won't have to worry about bothering him. So, or any of the kids. Well, the kids might get bothered. Although I don't know what time I'm going to go live yet, because I don't know that I want to get up early to do it. But also I may do it after Kim is live. I might go live as soon as she's done. Just because, you know, my husband needs to stop taking Fridays off just because he can. He keeps throwing me for a loop with these recorded videos. So we're not gonna have a focus on it Friday. What was I gonna say there? We're not gonna have a focus on it Friday. We're gonna have a WIP Wednesday. We're gonna have a WIP Wednesday for now. So just for today, I don't know what next week's gonna bring, but y'all, I have a couple WIPs in here I could work on, but I haven't worked on this one in a while, and I want to finish this one. So I pulled this one out. This is my shawl for all. Let me put it this way. This is my shawl for all that I started in the Picasso yarn, Picasso Rainbow. And if I remember correctly, I am on my 4th donut with this thing. So I don't know how many more I'm going to put on here, but it is getting bigger. Oh my gosh, my head just went, it's getting hot in here. It's getting bigger. So yeah, like I said, my husband threw me for a loop this week, so I'm throwing you for a loop. You're getting a recorded video today, and then Friday, I don't know, you may get a recorded video on Friday if I can figure out a time to record something and the kids leave me alone long enough. So we'll see. I also need to get it's Easter weekend too, so maybe I'll just, you know, have like a quick short video just saying happy Good Friday kind of thing. So let's see. Okay, this is such a simple shawl that I feel like I could design something like this too, but I don't know. I need to just take a break, not quit. I don't want to say quit. I need to take a break from trying to design things or come up with things, because I'm getting to the point where I'm trying to work on something or come up with something, and it's like, words come to my head, please. It's, what am I trying to say here? It's like a writer's block. Like it's just, they're just not coming to me. Maybe I just need to focus on the ones I have for now, you know? I wish I could go in a room and shut the door that is just my room, you know? Like a closed off room where I can have quiet and I can record things without being interrupted. And I can't do that yet. So I'm doing with what I can. So that's why you don't get tutorials back to back to back to back with me. And honestly, I need to just put a poll out on my channel. Do I do recorded videos like I did this last time with the flag, or do I do live videos again? I kind of want to go back to do a live, but I don't know. you know, do a live crochet along with me, and just, you know, an hour at a time, go live and record my progress on the flag. Let's see, so the 21st, which I might just do that starting Monday. I really need to push and promote that I will start on Monday for those that want to follow with me. So that way we can have our flags done and ready to put out for May, before May starts. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I kind of like that idea. But y'all let me know in the comments if you like that idea, those of you that are following me, if you like it better to do it live. Or do I just stick to the recorded video? Which, I mean, I don't mind either way, but it's just, if I'm doing it live, it's a little less, I guess, I don't know, I want to say it's a little more laid back, maybe? I don't know. This is why I'm asking, because I just don't know what I want to do. Like, you know, either would work for me. And so I know that's what you guys say, is do what works for you. And I'm like, well, I don't know which one I want to do. They both work. I just don't know which one I want to do. So which ones, you know, that's why I'm taking a poll and seeing what would work better for everybody else, you know? Either see, the thing is with me, I'm pretty open, no, what's the word, flexible. I'm flexible for the most part on things. If I can't do something, I'll be like, I can't, you know, but when it comes to doing the recorded video versus a live, it really doesn't matter, because either way I have to spend that time doing it, you know, like it's gonna be an hour at a time. I just know it. This is how this flag is gonna turn out. It's just how they all have been turning out. I can't do less than an hour at a time, apparently. I don't know how to, you know, I mean, the only other way to make it a shorter tutorial is by, wow, brain work. Recording it all at once, which I can't do, and editing it and stuff together. I mean, I could record it all at once, but then it would be hours of it, like in one day, and I can't, is a little harder to do. I can't say, I'm not gonna say I can't do it, but it's a little harder to do a 4 to 6 hour recording video or day of recording, because I don't know, it gets in the way of our schedules and stuff, our family time. So like this weekend, my middle child is starting flag football, so he will be doing that, and it, you know, it would be kind of fun to go sit and watch that and be a part of that for the first one at least, because I mean, why not? We're not doing anything else, and it'd be fun to watch, I guess. I don't know, I think it would be. I don't know. I will say this pattern is a fairly easy pattern. It is an easy pattern, and it is mindless. That's the word I was looking for, because you can you don't really have to concentrate too hard on it. You just have to pay attention to when you get to the corners, so that way you keep your corners in the same spot. So this one is a little tougher for me, at least, to find. I mean, okay, I don't know how to explain it very well. It's not tougher, like hard, challenging kind of thing. It's more, it's just, okay, let me put it like here. So right here, the corner looks like it's right here, right? This right here. Like it peaks right here. But really, the space that I need to put it in is the one next to it right here. So this one, this space right here between my fingers is the space where the corner actually is, or the apex. But for some reason, this just sticks up a little more. It makes it look like it's this one right here instead of this one right here. So I just got to pay attention to that. That's it. So when I come up on the next little corner, I have to be like, okay, I got to make sure I go do my corner part correctly. So yeah, so I don't know, what do you guys think? Live recordings, live crochet along, where you do it with me, but then the replays will be there for those that don't want to do it at the time that I'm able to do it next week. So like my lives would be, we would do them probably mid-afternoon, 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon on each day. 1 or 2 p.m. Central Time is when I would start them. More, probably closer to 1:30, so maybe 1:30, I don't know, somewhere in there. And then I would go for about an hour. Here's what I'm thinking. Okay, so I'm actually considering, instead of doing it from my point of view, doing it like this, like Kim did yesterday on her live, where she basically walked us through how to make her dishcloth flower thingy, which I was able to follow along with her pretty good. So I was thinking of doing something similar, trying it this time. If it doesn't work, then I can scratch that idea, and you know, for next month I could do it a different way, you know, tweak it somehow. So that's what I'm thinking, is I would walk us through it instead of doing my, like, you know, the point of view where I show you, where you don't see my face. I'd almost rather have you see my face and set it up in a way where you can actually see what I'm doing. Like, I don't know why my phone's up so high. Like, normally it's still a little high. Like, it's this arm that it's attached to, y'all. It's stiff, and so it takes a lot of, like, if I want to go down just it's a millimeter, I have to like push it like 2 inches down before it'll get that 1 millimeter. So like I would do something similar where I would say, you know, the only thing is I would have to figure out how to do the, well, you know, I could explain, okay, either, so to start the flag, you would do either chain of 31, or you could do your foundation, your chainless foundation row, which I'm a fan of the chainless foundation row. But the 31, so you want 30 stitches across is what our count is going to be, so that's what I was saying. And that 30 stitches across, but that 31, the extra one, is just to get you to the height of the half double crochet, because honestly you don't really need a ton of chains to get to the height of a half double. So one chain is plenty, and you would just half double into the second chain of the hook and make 29 more half double crochets across, which maybe I'll try it that one time like that, just to make it easier for the, you know, having people work their way through it. I don't know. The thing is with the color changes and everything, showing you guys how to do that, I don't know. Now I'm kind of like, as I'm talking it out and thinking it through, I'm thinking that my point of view might just have to be the way to do it, because then, and I don't have, before anyone says or suggests it, I don't have another way to do 2 cameras, because in order to do 2 cameras where you can see my face and see my work at the same time, you have to have the upgraded StreamYard, and I don't have that. I have the free version, so I'm limited to that. And also I don't have a second device that I could use as a camera. So that's out of the question, as much as that would be fun to do. But anyway, I think my point of view is going to be the way I have to do it, because then I can talk us through the color changes. Because there's going to be a few. There's definitely going to be a few. Because May's garden flag is, it's got 3 colored fishes in the water. It's a sailboat image, and then it has the sailboat, and then it has a sun in the corner. I'm trying to think if I had birds on it or not. I might have birds in the sky too. I think there's birds in this one. So yeah, I just have to do it my point of view. Or we try it and see what happens. You know, because I've done it 3 different ways now. No, 2 different ways. So the first way I did, let's see, February I did the live crochet along, where you crocheted with me if you wanted, or you watched the replay and did it. And then March was the clover one. That one I did recorded and put it out. I think that's what I did with that one. And then the March one, or the April one, I did recorded as well. I feel like I did it differently with or no, maybe I did March and April the same. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. Coming up on my corner here, so I'm trying to concentrate on that for a second. So yeah, what do you guys think? What are, you watch plenty of tutorial videos out there. What do you, and what would you rather see? My point of view, where you're looking like I'm looking down on it while I work on it, or do you want to see my face and I do it like this, where I say, okay, next we're gonna do X, Y, and Z, X number of stitches, and then we're gonna change to our next color. I don't know that sitting here would be any better, but like I said, I'm willing to make stuff work, if it makes it enjoyable. All right, so I'm on my corner. I'd like to get this done, so this could be done. And I don't know if I'm gonna keep this for myself, because again, I don't wear shawls, so I'm thinking of like selling this as a finished object for somebody out there in the world. Don't know where I would sell it. I'm not gonna sell on Etsy. I'm not gonna open an Etsy store, because I've just not heard great things about Etsy. I will buy, good for the people that are on there successfully doing things, and I don't know how successful they are, but, because you don't always hear about all the stories, but, it's just, there's the bad has outweighed the good for me, to the point I don't want to use them. I will use them to buy things from other people that already have their stuff on there, but I don't want to deal with selling on there. So I might utilize my coffee account, which I do have one of those, where you could buy me a coffee if you want. It's just ko-fi.com and then /JB's Crochet, I believe. But it's in the description of my, I know for a fact it's in my links on my page, on my homepage of my channel on here. I think it's included in my description. I don't know if it's a clickable link, but it is definitely a link you can copy and paste. So, you know, there is that. That helps support the channel, you know, and I can sell things on there. So, and it is a safe and secure place to do transactions like that. So, I do have that. I have to say, I'm not a, you know, I don't normally work with small hooks, but this one actually works really well with this Picasso yarn. Juan the Yarn Addict, he made something with Picasso yarn, and he used a 3.5mm hook, which I tried out and ended up liking it with this, and so I just kept going, and I was like, oh, this actually does work really well. Y'all, yesterday when I was working with Kim's live with the flower dishcloth thingy, I had my mom's bag in front of me, and I went and grabbed cotton out of here. I just grabbed 3 colors that were, I was like, these will look pretty as a flower. It was cream, a green, a light green, and like a brown, rusty brown kind of thing. Y'all, if y'all saw my my post on my channel, you would have seen the picture of it. But anyway, my mom's bag was sitting in front of me, and I didn't want to look for the right size hook wherever it was. I didn't want to have to go search for the dots hook that I wanted to use in the size I needed for my cotton that I had planned to use for the cotton, which I ended up using a 5. I want to say that I Love This Yarn recommends a 5.5, but it's kind of thin, so I used a 5. Yeah, it recommends a 5.5. I think that maybe if you want drape, but I don't know. I was like, I'm not using it a 5.5, so I wanted a 5mm, and I was like, I don't want to go wasting any more time searching for this hook. So I was like, you know what, I'll just use the hook that's in the project bag that I have my mom's blanket in. It's one of those project bags that has like the little, it's got the storage pouch or the zipper side on it where I can open it, and it's got hook storage and mesh pockets and stuff. Well, I'm storing my Amazon, my cheapie set that I bought off of Amazon when I, like many years ago, before these came along, the dots hooks, and before I think I knew about the Clover Moors for years. I just didn't break down and buy them until I got more into looking at reviews on them and finally got my own set of them. And ever since, I'm like, I love my Clover Moors and my dots hooks. But anyway, so I grabbed the 5.5 or the 5 out of that project bag. I know that Juan says there's a hook for everything, and that maybe that hook, it worked when I used it. If I even used a 5mm, I don't even know if I used it at that. I mean, I probably did. But anyway, I started using that 5mm hook with my cotton, and oh my word, that cotton kept splitting like crazy, and the hook just, it didn't feel weird per se in my hand, but it just, because it mimics the Clover Moors a little bit, but it has flat sides on both sides, not just the one, like the Clovers where it's flat on the one side and curved on the other. It's flat on both, the Amazon hooks. I call them Amazon hooks. I don't know what the brand is because it's been years. It's a set of hooks that I bought cheap with a whole bunch of other stuff with it, you know, the little stitch markers and stuff. Anyway, I was using it. I'm just like, oh my word, this hook is not behaving. I kept blaming the hook. So I was like, ugh, okay, fine. I'm gonna go grab my, I don't know, I think I ended up using my 5mm dots hook. Yeah, I used my 5mm dots hook. Was just whipping away. And I actually got caught up to where she was at and finished the one color at about the same time she finished her first color. I was just like, oh my word, I do not want to keep these hooks. They're just, I don't know. I held on to them for nostalgia reasons because, you know, I've had them for years and that's what I used to crochet with was those. And so it's just like, I don't want to keep these. So I was going to give them to my daughter, but she's already got a bunch of hooks. So I would basically be giving her another set of hooks, but we all like extra sets of hooks, right? I don't see myself using it, especially after that. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it was just the wrong hook for that cotton, you know? And so the dots hook worked better. But I've had more success with the dots hooks and the Clover Moors with all kinds of different projects and yarns and things. So it's like, I just want to stick to the ones that I know work well in my hands. And, you know, like I said, holding the hook wasn't the issue, I don't think. Like, it holds the same as these. But it just, for some reason, I just could not get that hook to stop splitting the yarn or like, oh, I don't know. It would like, as I was pulling it back through, it would catch. It kept catching. Even though, I feel like, yeah, I think that the hooks are very similar to the heads of these as well. Like, y'all, I am like, whipping through this fuzzy Picasso yarn with a 3.5mm hook, and I keep dropping a stitch here and there, but not enough. It's not like every other stitch, it's just every several stitches when I'm not holding it right or something, or the yarn tightens up and I have to do this, you know, get more out. But these donuts are kind of a pain to pull from. I could recake them, I suppose. I don't know, maybe I'll try that and see if that works any better. I don't know. Because honestly, I am literally just attaching the next one on. I'm not color controlling it, so like, if the colors don't fall in line correctly, I just keep going. I'm like, there's no way to color control this very well. See, this one I just messed up on, I think. But that's just me jibber-jabbering and talking and not doing it right. So I don't know, maybe I'll cake up one and see if they pull any better. But yeah, well, and I also have it in a bag. I have it in my Bridget bag. So that could be slowing it down a little bit, I don't know. But yeah, it's in here like this. I think the bag is just slowing it down. So anyway, random talk today again. I hope you guys enjoy these videos, I really do. But like I said, my husband threw me for a loop again this week because he's like, you know what, why not? I'm like, in my head going, because I'd rather you be at work and stop ruining our routine. I say that in the most loving way, I promise. And I don't mean like literally ruining it, like just messing it up. Like, we would be getting up, I would do my recording, you know, and put it out, get it ready, put it out there, get it scheduled, all that, I can't talk. And then I would spend a little bit of time with the youngest as he's up and about, and eat breakfast with him. And then eventually, you know, while I'm watching a live video or a video or something, we'll eventually get started with our school. around 9:30-ish and go about our day, you know? And when he's home, that doesn't happen like that. So, and thank goodness we homeschool year round, so these random these random days off, like Fridays, is fine, you know? It just gives us an early weekend. It gives the kids a 3-day weekend versus a 2, which is fine. But I just don't want them every week back to back like they have been, or they're going to be, so whatever, it's fine. Honestly, it gives me an out because I'm like, oh, you know what? I don't have to do school with the kids on Friday. Yay! Although, y'all, I am like actually kind of getting excited to do it now with my youngest because yes, it's frustrating with him because oh my goodness, y'all, talk about squirreling. He squirrels something fierce. And so, like, just getting through one page of a worksheet, when it should only take us like 5 minutes to get through it. Granted, now, 5 minutes to get through it because I know he knows it. You know, it's not that it takes us the extra time because he doesn't know it. He squirrels, like he is constantly talking about something else or looking around at other things, and it's just like I'm trying my hardest to sit there and allow him to be himself, you know, because that's one of the, sorry, my eyes are itchy all of a sudden. I don't want to make him feel like his fidgetiness is a bad thing. And so I've not been a great mom at that. I will admit that. Like, I have failed in that, where I have gotten frustrated with him and like, look, dude, I don't want to sit here forever and take like an hour to go through this one page. I've said those things, and I need to, like, I recognize that, and I need to just bite my tongue, allow him to get through it at his pace, because that's the whole reason. Okay, it's not the whole reason. It's part of the reason we homeschool them. To allow them to work through that page at an hour. Even though oh my gosh, I struggle sitting there. So I'm just like, that's why I have my phone with me. And sometimes I'll have a project sitting there with me. You know, maybe I have this with me, I'll have it done. But I don't like to work on things while I'm trying to work through his stuff, because when he's ready, I'm sitting here going, oh, here's another stitch. Hold on, dude. Let me get this next stitch done. And so then it's like, now he's waiting on me. So like, I don't usually have a project with me, but usually there's something close by that I can snag if I absolutely feel like I need to. But 99% of the time, I just have myself sitting there with the school supplies and my phone. I at least have my phone, because I can easily put that down really fast and be back on track with him. So, but y'all, no, I'm getting excited because he is reading. He's not reading books or anything like that yet, but okay, look, when it comes to reading, if you can look at this letter and say Y and O, or you can say Y-O, or, well, this says yo, but like, you know, if you can read that letter as a Y and you can read this as an O, that's reading, you know? He's recognizing letters, but not just that. He is memorizing sight words, y'all. And he is up to like a stack of like, gosh, I want to say 10 or 12 words. And I'm just like, oh, I'm so proud of you. Like, oh, you make me so happy. I don't know what it is about, when they finally start clicking, and it's like, it makes you so proud. Especially when you've had the hand in doing it, you know? We try to read books to him all the time, and so he doesn't ask for them all the time, so we try to be like, hey dude, you want to read a book? He'll run and get a book. if we say, you know, we don't want to watch TV or something, we'll be like, hey, why don't you go grab a book? It takes a little bit of convincing at first on some moments where, you know, he's like, oh, you know, in a mood. And so eventually we'll read, hey, go get 20 books. I'll read 20 books to you if it means you'll be happy and content without watching TV or playing video games or something. So, and getting him to do school, I have an iPad it's mine. And so it has all my, you know, apps and things on it, like Facebook and YouTube. And well, actually, no, I took YouTube off of it because he figured out, you know, while he had it, to go into that and watch videos. You know, not unsafe videos, but videos that he normally watches. But he was losing time with the iPad because he would get caught watching videos. And so I would tell him before I handed it to him, if you go into anything else and if you go into YouTube, you're not getting I'm going to take this away. And so I just took YouTube off of it. And so anytime I want to watch YouTube on my iPad, I have to do it through one of the web browsers, Safari or Chrome, which is fine. I 90% of the time am on my phone or the other tablet that my husband got through work, that I think he's testing, like beta testing or something on it. But he allows me to utilize it as my tablet because he has his own stuff. So it's kind of like my second tablet, even though. So yeah, I have that one. So I watch my YouTubes on my phone and that tablet for the most part. I'm snagging, but I'm continuing on. So I'm like, whatever. I'm almost done with this row, y'all. I've almost made it through a whole row. I'm trying to get through this row before I end this video, because then I have at least a row done on here. But yeah, so the way to get him to do school is he gets my tablet, and instead of doing, it has screen time on there where I can screen time like 30 minutes in, not screen time, but it's called guided access, where I can lock him into an app and he can't go out of it. And so that's one way to get around him not going into YouTube and stuff. But he's got like 5 or 6 video games, apps that he plays on my tablet, so on my iPad. So we call it keep it open for him, you know. He wants me to keep it all the way open and not do the time on it. So that way he's not having to come to me every time he wants to change a game. So and he's getting better about not going into things he shouldn't be, but he still has his moments, but he doesn't have YouTube now, so. But yeah, he'll get his schoolwork done, and then he goes and runs and grabs that iPad wherever it's at in the house and goes, can you turn this on? Can I play this now? And so I try to get them to wait till after lunch. Some mornings they do it right after they're done with school, if they're all done about the same time, with enough time before lunch. But I'm really trying to push them to do it after lunch, and then they could sit and play on their computers and tablet. The youngest has the tablet, and the older two have a computer. Little laptop, cheap laptops, cheap-ish laptops, not cheap, but they're just Chromebooks that they have that actually can turn into tablets, kind of. You can fold them backwards, and then you can use it as a touchscreen tablet thing with the keyboard on the backside. It's not usable once it's folded back that far, but they have just some, you know, some video games on there that they can play, like Minecraft, and just, you know, games that don't necessarily require internet per se, but some do. But they're able to travel with the apps, some of the apps that they have on their computers, and play. So we'll take things like that with us. But anyway, yeah. So they get those out. So we say computers and tablets, even though it's one tablet. And, you know, I try to wait till after lunch, so that way they can kind of sit and have some quiet time per se, or mommy can have some quiet time. I'm starting to snag for some reason, but I'm just gonna keep going. I'm almost done with this row. It's a pretty mindless pattern, like I was saying, because it's just literally it's just double crochets, and then every 5th row, let's see, 1 2 3 4 5, I think it's every 6th row. 1 2 3 4, well, 5 rows of solid doubles, and then yeah, every 6th row is a window row in the middle. It's easy. It's just, and the window row is literally just double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and then you do your little corner apex things. I want to say there's like 3. I can't remember. I'd have to look at it because it's kind of a half hexy. This is a half, to me it reminds me of a half hexagon. And a hexagon, I believe, is 6 sides. Yeah, because you do the hexicardies are 6 sides. From remembering from the patterns that I was looking at. Like, make sure you do side 1 and all this and fold it this way and... Okay, so then I should have 3 apexes on here, 3 corners, whatever you want to call it. Put the hook there for a minute. Gotta put it in the bag so that way it's all with my... Y'all, I have taken projects with me going, oh, I'm gonna take this and work on it, and I get there, my hook isn't in the bag. And so I'm trying really hard to keep my hooks with my projects. But when you've got like a million of them going, it's a little hard not to mistakenly leave one out. 1 2 3 4 sides. So it's missing 2 of the corners. So it's a little more than half a hexie. But you can see how it dips the 2 sides right here. Kind of go down like that because it's meant to sit on you where it wraps around your shoulders really well, is how he designed it. Oh, I don't know, it's really soft and lightweight. I like how lightweight it is, but it's still hitting me. Okay, why are you? It's still not quite long enough. It's hitting about my arm, my elbows. So I want it to go a little longer, I think. So I don't know how many of these donuts I'm going to put on here, but it looks really cool. I love the colors. I just don't wear shawls, y'all. But maybe I'll wear this one, who knows. So I do like working on it. I need to get it done, but I need to get my mom's blanket done. So I'm gonna put this one up for now and be done with the video. And then the rest of today, my focus is gonna be on my mom's blanket. I need to get some rows put on that because I did not work on it at all yesterday. I did not touch it at all. So I need to do that today. So with everything else. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And so like I said, it's gonna be a flip-flop. I will either have a recorded video out on Friday or you'll see me live on Friday morning. I don't know yet. So, because we don't have plans, but when my husband's off, we're spontaneous and going, oh, let's leave the house. So we'll see. I will see and I will let y'all know. So, all right, y'all, have a great Wednesday, and I'll see y'all on the YouTube streets. Later.